I'm Henry Covert, here live from Richmond, Virginia, at the home of Michael D. Moore, guerrilla filmmaker. I want to introduce Michael's entourage.
My posse, as it were.
Posse. This is Michael. Michael's been in the home video business longer than anyone in America. Pioneer of the form. Began in 1972.
Right.
And still at it. Currently producing independent productions. And promising young filmmakers.
Right.
And
musicians.
And musicians. Cultivating young talent.
Right.
And while working on restoring archival prints of classic cult and obscure films.
Yeah.
From left to right, some of his current collaborators.
Gus Nicholas.
Gus Nicholas, who is working on choreographing musical production.
Right. Some of my werewolf film, the Mountain of the Werewolf King.
We're going to move on for a minute to Dika Newlin, who's a professor at ECU.
That's good.
And a Priestess of Punk.
The High
Priestess of Punk. And star of Murder City, award-winning video production directed by Michael. Appeared in Tim Ritter's Creep and has cameos in many films. Yes, Afterbirth.
Oh my God.
Latest centerpiece.
As Henry said, oh my God.
Oh my God, Afterbirth. We'll talk more about Afterbirth in a few minutes. And this weekend, we've all been working on part of a larger project.
Right.
Michael's new production, Five Dark Souls Part 2.
Right.
And we have one of the musical performers here. This is the Marksman, hip-hop musician, and his partner in his record label and website, Nickel City. This is Don Disco, is that right? A.K.A. Double D, the webmaster.
Right.
And
Don Donovan sometimes.
Don Donovan.
He's right. Webmeister.
And Mark, how did you get involved in this madness? I guess I was a key figure.
Right. You honestly were my true connection to.
Please forgive me. No.
Obviously, truly a great help, which I'm very appreciative for, and I'm forever grateful for this whole project and Michael. Just pretty much starting to get the record company going, to self-release my newest album, Point Blank. And through you and your collaboration with Michael, just got this whole thing together. We came up to Richmond, Virginia, and got to shoot the video for one of the singles from the album, The Darkness, which is the current project we have.
And that will be on the end credits of Five Dark Souls Part 2. And as an extra, added music video on the tapes.
That's correct, Henry. And I want to point out that from all of the stuff that I've seen so far that we've shot on this thing, it's going to be just a totally excellent music video. The quality, we actually featured this morning 5 Dark Souls in the sequence we shot in the old church. And that came out very good, and it had just the right gothic slant on what would normally be a more of a rap or hip hop style, urban. Urban decay music, and
it's more of a laid back kind of number, but
it's almost romantic. It has a romantic beat to it. I mean, it's not a pulsing or a salty, but it's very it's coming at you point blank.
Right.
Yeah, I say that.
That's right.
Yes.
Don, could you guys talk for a minute about the label and your projects and how long have you guys been working?
Don and I have known each other, about 5 years now? Going on 5 years? I think it's been 7 years. I think it's been 7 years. 7 years. 7 years.
Both from Buffalo.
Buffalo, New York. The same school, which is where we met. And which is when I was first starting to get involved in music in general. And he had an interest in it, and we just kind of collaborated slowly at first, like anything else. It was a slow collaboration, and he just kind of branched out and got more equipment, and just built the whole musical thing. And that's when we realized to truly release our product the way we wanted it, and to reap the rewards basically to our liking, so to speak. We had to make our own label and release it on our own label. So we just, Don is my website creator, designer for the CDs, promoter, pretty much everything.
Photographer.
Oh, yeah, right.
You guys are very much a kind of a musical equivalent to the kind of thing that Michael's doing with filmmakers like Paul Reinhardt and Jason Paul Collin. People who are starting from the ground up, literally, in their house, in their bedroom, with their ideas and scraping together.
We started from the cellar. Some people from the
cellar.
We've had several radio shows where people would call and said that our product, at first, when someone first started, sounded like it came from the basement. And we're proud of that. We can honestly say, because we've come a long way. We worked our way up. We look back to where we come from. We're proud of that.
Well, that kind of independent, underground, DIY, I guess, aesthetic.
Yeah, right.
Pretty much what's informed Michael throughout your career. I wanted to talk to Mark a little bit about the video before we wrap up talking about, this side of things. Well, Marksman, tell us about the video.
Wow,
Tell us about the song, tell us about the video.
The best place to start really is the song. Obviously, my whole initial idea for it was just really an exploration of my inner, not necessarily problems, but just things that haunt me, so to speak. Bringing them out and pretty much confronting them. Long-term haunts that finally just, if I'm going to get anywhere in life or be at peace with myself, just I have to come to terms with them, face them, and pretty much, if not by myself, seek guidance from somewhere, from anywhere, to get over these things and just, get out of the darkness that is within myself and in my head, really.
Right, a societal darkness too, not just for yourself.
Right,
this is the darkness. I felt that you were speaking for yourself, but you were also speaking for a whole generation.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, it all ties in. My environment, everything. And the video portrays that in a very different kind of way, in a gothic kind of way, but very different, very. I don't know how to describe it, Michael.
Right, it was very surrealistic, very Fellini-esque.
Yes.
Michael directed the video, which we're, I guess, heading toward the editing stages, and it kind of, Michael kind of drew out the symbolic elements in the lyrics and kind of personified them in the participants in the video, which are all in this room. Right. And so he kind of plucked...
No unindicted conspirators, as it were.
He kind of plucked the characters out of Mark's tormented psyche and tossed them onto the beta camp. It kind of ties in with Five Dark Souls Part 2 also, with those characters and their corruption. So, future projects on the Nickel City table. What's up next?
Our immediate plans are, now that Point Blank has been out for I'd say, almost a year now, come up with something fresh. Now that Point Blank has kind of settled down, start on something new. The new album that we're working on is entitled Too Close to the Mark, which is an even deeper presentation of myself. Whereas Point Blank is not so much, aside from the darkness, the album as a whole is pretty much just not so much a personal thing, but just kind of like how I view things, how I go through everyday life. Too Close to the Mark delves way much more deeper into everything else, more on the darkness lines. But that is pretty much
closer to the mark.
Closer to the actual mark.
Right, closer to the photography for the album, the packaging and everything. It will show a lot more of my personal life. Just everything. The whole package will
Musical changes?
Musical changes will be, I believe, in my personal opinion, much more advanced than Point Blank. Not downplaying Point Blank's musical achievements, but
masterful sound.
right? But we kind of wanted to do something a little bit different and go into a little bit more directions, more upbeat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
More positive.
Even more positive.
Even more positive, although I think Point Blank is very positive.
Right, I try, yeah.
Right, I think you always try to do that, Mark.
Right. Like I say, Too Close to the Mark will be much more appealing to many more, not so much just rap listeners, but people in general and people that like Point Blank or, were intrigued by that. Where we'll get an even deeper interest in the new one. I think they'll like it.
And you're starting to move more into some more dance-oriented or techno-oriented terrain.
Yeah, again, different musical paths than what we travel on in Point Blank. Upbeat, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what are your projects involved with this, Don, as far as promoting or doing the website or anything?
Well, I mean, we're going to continue promoting, Point Blank and put on more stuff about Too Close to the Mark. There's on the website right now, there's already a sample of one of the upcoming songs from the CD. And Mark and I have been talking for a while about doing a couple songs together, and maybe we can, on this album, we can put maybe one or two songs like that with the two of us.
Yeah, Don and I are close enough where he knows pretty much where I'm coming from, so we can collaborate on that. Do something like that. Also again as far as the website, which we're always upgrading and introducing more things about us and the label itself. We have available older stuff that we've done, demo type things, but just kind of a an introduction to the first big project, Point Blank, kind of an introduction to that, earliest stuff, which is kind of interesting,
Very underground.
Very much so,
Yeah.
to say the least. Yeah.
Some raw stuff.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
So that's the wrap on the musical side, and I guess we'd like to thank Michael for his graciousness today and our assembled throng for talking with us about more video and Indian productions and all of the video, film, and music and multimedia events that come under his banner. So, thanks.
Thank you. Can we hear it? All right, what a day. Fantastic. All right, great. Very